On Osrc News at 7. Ondo State government restates commitment to quality health care service to residents. Government in Ondo State steps up flood mitigation following NISA alert. Death toll from cholera epidemic in Niger State rises to 16. And from the foreign scene, passenger bus accident claims 25 lives in Kenya. Thank you very much for joining us this evening on the news at 7. My name is Oyewumi Ayinigara. The Ondo State government has reiterated its commitment to the provisions of adequate and affordable healthcare delivery to people of the state. Chairman of Ondo State Hospital Management Board, Oluwasegun Ategbule, gave assurance while on inspection and monitoring visits to health facilities in the southern part of the state. Dr. Ategbule said the government is passionate about the strategic and proactive development of the health sector for the benefit of the people, noting that the provisions of accessible and affordable healthcare services are non-negotiable in Ondo State. Ategbule, who expressed delight at the level of enthusiasm of health workers in the hospitals visited, said Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa will continue to improve on the provisions of relevant infrastructure and as well make adequate healthcare facilities available for optimal service delivery. The board chairman urged staff members to reciprocate the good gesture of the government by rededicating themselves to work at all times. The Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, NIHSA, has issued a 15-day alert warning that 198 local government areas across 30 states and the Federal Capital Territory are at risk of flooding between August 7 and August 21, 2025. The agency's assessment categorizes the risk into very high and moderate levels based on rainfall forecasts and local terrain. In this report, Joy Pius examines efforts put in place by the Ondo State government to combat flooding, calling calls to residents of the state to take precautions as the rainy season reaches its peak.
To prevent reoccurrence of flooding that affected over 5 million people, displacing 1.24 million, and causing 1,237 deaths nationwide in 2024, the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency has again issued a 15-day alert to flood-prone areas across 30 states in the Federal Capital Territory. The agency identified very high-risk states to include Adamawa, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Benue, Borno, Delta, Gombe, Kebbi, Kogi, Lagos, Niger, Ogun, Rivers, Yobe, and Zamfara. States with high to moderate risks included Akwa Ibom, Anambra, Cross River, Ebonyi, Edo, FCT, Imo, Jigawa, Kaduna, Kwara, Nasarawa, Ondo, Plateau, Sokoto, and Taraba. The alert is part of the agency's ongoing efforts to mitigate the growing impact of seasonal flooding, which continues to displace thousands and damage infrastructure annually, with recommendations to stakeholders on preparedness. In Ondo State, the government says it intensifies efforts by collaborating other stakeholders to improve waterway management, thereby reducing flooding risks.
For us in Ondo State, this is the second time the signal will be coming. We've had the first time when NIMET gave the report, and that gave us an alertness, and we swung into action. Same thing. Now that we're hearing this, about days ago that this is coming up, we've swung into an action immediately when we heard this. That what we need to do is a prevention. We've done that then, and now we can say we have, to a large extent, done what is called curative measure. Our waterway had been widened. I can speak that largely for very many of the local governments that had been noted for this to affect. We have cleared the waterway. A sanitation exercise has begun. Our sensitization is on. The depth of this water course had been deepened. The width has been widened to make sure that we'll be able to accommodate the free flow of water. We are prepared, haven't heard of the alertness. And then to our people, we're telling them not to feel agitated about this report. We're on course, and very many things we've done to avert this act that is coming.
Calls went to members of the public to support government's efforts to mitigate the growing impact of seasonal flooding.
The only plea that I will send to our people is that, please, let's avoid this indiscriminate disposal of waste on our canal, on our waterway. If this happens, it affects us back.
Beyond government's efforts at combating flood risks, residents of Ondo State are expected to collaborate with relevant agencies and inculcate proper waste management culture. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU has warned the federal government to act immediately to prevent a looming strike across government-owned universities. ASU said the government had pushed it to the wall in a statement by its national president, Professor Victor Shudeke. It noted that Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, recently declared that not again ever in Nigeria will ASU tertiary institutions, trade unions, teachers, lecturers go on strike. According to the union, Alausa prediction on the government's strategy of dialogue, maintaining a good relationship. The union heads are meeting the demands of the unions. While ASU said it shared the minister's optimism about dialogue and maintaining relationships, the union, however, said the government needs to go beyond words and act on outstanding issues. ASU added that it will continue to warn owners of public universities of the consequences of breeding a disempowered, dissatisfied, and disoriented intellectual workforce. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has issued a stern warning to members openly endorsing President Bola Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid, vowing stiff sanctions against those engaging in anti-party activities. National Publicity Secretary of the party, Debo Olugbagba, said it was alarmed by persistent public declarations of support for the All Progressives Congress APC candidate from prominent members in violation of party's constitution. Quoting the PDP constitution, which forbids members from aligning with other parties to undermine the PDP, the NWC warned that those involved must retrace their steps or face stiff sanctions. The warning came amid a growing list of PDP figures and state chapters pledging support for Tinubu despite the fact that the president belongs to the rival APC. It urged members to remain loyal ahead of the party's national convention slated for November in Ibadan, Oyo State. You're still watching Osrc News at 7 after the break. Death toll from cholera epidemic in Niger State rises to 16. Please do rejoin us for this and more.
The best thing we are doing now is putting housing on the front burner of our needs. We have a successful inclusiveness and the loan that is necessary for our people to get educated and invest in their own life. We will build a fair society. We will launch a bold new initiative to empower 400,000 young Nigerians, including youth corpers, with consumer credit. The dream is realizable. The way we are going, we have a road that we have outlived all of us. That is how to build the future.
Powered by Grassroots Movement for Tinubu GMT, Ondo State Chapter. GMT, in God we trust.
Thank you very much for joining us. You can watch us live on our website, .ng, or follow us on Facebook at OSRC TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel OSRC TV Ondo. The Nigeria Police Force have clarified that recent arrest of human rights activist and publisher Omoyele Sowore was based on credible and corroborated allegations including forgery, cyberstalking, and other offences currently under active investigation. The force also dismissed claims that Sowore was tortured in custody. According to the force public relations officer Muyiwa Adejobi, Sowore's arrest complied with all legal and constitutional protocols, and that his rights were fully upheld throughout the processes. He further disclosed that Sowore was released on bail within the 48-hour window mandated by the Nigerian Constitution. The police also defended the legality of Sowore's detention, stating that it was sanctioned by a valid remand order from a competent court of jurisdiction. A dramatic incident at Abuja Airport involving Fuji music legend Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwamwan, has sparked nationwide debate. What began as a dispute over the content of a flask has escalated into a national discourse on safety, enforcement, celebrity privilege, and the credibility of public institutions. While the aviation agency says its actions were necessary to uphold safety protocols, questions remain over whether the suspended pilots were being punished fairly. Oluwanifemi Abayomi has more.
The siege began at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, when Kwamwan allegedly attempted to board a value jet flight with an alcoholic beverage in a flask. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, FAN, said the flight crew intervened in line with safety rules, but the musician reportedly resisted, insisting the flask contained only prescribed liquid. According to reports, tensions escalated, leading to Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, popularly known as Kwamwan, being asked to disembark. It was alleged that in the process, he obstructed the aircraft's departure and came dangerously close to the plane's fuselage. This controversy has sparked fresh debates about celebrity privileges and the perceived weakness of Nigeria's judicial and regulatory systems.
I think what he has done too cannot be commended by any right-thinking Nigerian. If you have been stopped from boarding the flight and you have been told some things like you can't go on with this flask because it is containing an alcohol. So what you are expected to do is to submit yourself to the authority. And I think what we also need to get straight is if Kwamwan was cleared by FAN authorities to get to where the flight was parked, because ordinarily before you get to that place, you must have get your boarding pass, you must have proceeded to where you will be screened, then you go to where you are expected to board. So I think what he did, is unruly and it is punishable under Nigerian law.
Legal experts explained the implication of the case.
As far as our jurisprudence is concerned, that would constitute an offense. I think the appropriate section is section 459 of the Criminal Code Act that prescribes such conduct, obstructing the movement of an aircraft. All right, section 459 of the Criminal Code Act, like I said, according to the section, the prescription of the section is to the effect that anyone who unlawfully obstructs, hinders, or impedes the movement of an aircraft in motion or in flight over an aerodrome can be charged with what you call a misdemeanor.
Both parties have been sanctioned by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authorities (NCAA). The two pilots were suspended for allowing a safety breach during the incident, while Kwam 1 was placed on a 6-month no-fly list.
Nobody is above the law. This is an example of it. We are all subject to the law of the land. If Mr. Ayinde or Chief Ayinde has contravened the law, he must face the penalty. And I'm very sure that this one is even liberal. In the real sense of things, it should have been arrested, questioned to know what happened, and the basis of his behavior at that moment, his action, and every other attendant thing in relation to that contravention of the law.
Many Nigerians expressed disapproval over the musician's conduct, saying they expected a more exemplary response from a public figure of his stature.
I used to hear his music very well. I'm his fan, but I don't like such behaviors. Even if you are going to react in such way, you shouldn't be in public. You should call the rightful people or those people in charge to talk to them, not display all those kind of behaviors at the airport. And to those pilots and the captain too, they did something that is very wrong. That action might have injured him also. And I'm okay with the punishment they gave the two of them.
It was kind of shocking to see somebody of Wasiu in that position. It was kind of shocking and I felt really disappointed. Though what we heard about the content was holding, it could be water, it could be something, but it should have actually submit himself to authority for checking. Even if it's water, they will allow him based on medical condition that he's actually going through.
I seek forgiveness from Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Kwam 1 has issued a public apology to the authorities and pledged to maintain a proper conduct going forward. Oluwanifemi Abayomi, Osrc News.
Once tied to Yoruba cultural ceremonies, Kampala, the vibrant tie and dye fabric is now at the center of fashion revolution in Nigeria. It is no longer reserved for special occasions. From bridal showers to parties and everyday streetwear, Kampala is making a bold comeback in modern styles like baggy trousers, kembe pants, palazzos, and more. Designers say it is the blend of culture, color, and comfort that is making Kampala the fabric of the moment. And Ronke Kwalawale tells us more.
Once upon a time, Kampala fabric symbolized tradition, rich in color and made with love and worn mostly during ceremonies. Today, this age-old textile is making a vibrant return, not as Iro and Buba, but as LG baggy pants, stylish jumpsuits, kembe trousers, and palazzos, pieces that turn airs on the streets and go viral on social media.
You can use Kampala to sew Iro and Buba, kembe with agbada, but nowadays we can use Kampala to sew gown, palazzo trouser, baggy, short knicker, baggy, top, and bubu top. You can use it to sew bubu gown too. Man can use it and woman can use it too.
Kampala is trending. A lot of style is trending. Kò sí style tá lè fi Kampala rán. Kò sí. Ìró àti bùbá tá ń sọ ayé àtijọ́ wá ní round neck. These days, a lot of round shade la lè fi Kampala gé, tá lè fi ọrùn gé.
Often mistaken for the Uganda capital due to its name, Kampala has its roots firmly in southwestern Nigeria. Among the Yoruba, it's better known as Adire, a handcrafted tie and dye textile passed down through generations of artisans. Fashion experts say it's now a favorite among Gen Z and the millennial bridesmaids who rock Kampala at bridal showers, birthdays, and street fashion events.
The fabric is cause we have different of Kampala. This one now is nylon Kampala. It's cheaper, and this one is Adire, the original Kampala. And some people prefer this one than this one, because this one is cheaper.
I choose to put it on because of our culture, to upgrade our culture. Then I feel comfortable in it. It embraces our culture.
Here are some of the most popular styles: baggy trousers, kembe pants, palazzos, short rompers, bubble dresses, and fitted two-pieces. The beauty lies in these. Each piece pulsates with cultural heritage while speaking the language of modern fashion.
This adire, very different adire. We have Kampala, we have adire. We are going back to our culture. We are going back to our culture. We want to improve ourselves to our culture. So now we are wearing a bubu, gown bubu with adire, with ofi.
Reason ni pé ó free. Mo lè ṣe nǹkan tó bá wù mí, kò tight, kò ṣe.
Its reinvention is also driven by convenience and affordability. Faster dyeing techniques and more pattern options have made Kampala easier to produce, customize, and wear. Market vendors confirm a surge in demand over the past year, especially from young women and stylish middle-aged shoppers who love how it blends tradition with trend.
Kampala ti wà òkè gan, kò rẹ̀ kí n bó, kò kí n sá ó dẹ̀ last. Wọ́n wí lò dáadáa, bó jẹ́ palazzo lẹ fi wọ́n, bó jẹ́ bagging, bó jẹ́ complete, bó jẹ́ bubu, any style. So Kampala wà òkè gan. Kò gbowó lérí o, ó ń ṣìpù sí ni.
From the roots of culture to the core of street style, Kampala, now more than just a fabric, it is a cultural comeback, a fashion movement, and a celebration of identity with flair. Aderonke Kolawole, Osrc News.
Death toll of those infected by cholera epidemic in Niger State has risen to 16 persons. 13 people were recorded dead 2 weeks ago during the nation breakout. Besides the loss of lives, 150 positive cases were also recorded. The United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF confirmed the development when its chief of Kaduna Field Office, Dr. Gerida Birukila, led a team to pay an advocacy visit on the Emir of Mina in his palace. Dr. Birukila disclosed that they updated the Emir on the support the body is providing and the collaboration between UNICEF and government towards containing the outbreak and to prevent further spread. And President Bola Tinubu has condoled with the government and people of Benue State on the passing of Chief Audobe, the former chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). A statement by the presidential spokesman Bayo Nanuga quoted Tinubu's acknowledgement of Chief Owe's intellectual contributions to policy formulation and his articulation of practical solutions to complex national challenges. The president recognized that Owe, who joined politics in the 70s as a legislator, was a founding member of the All Progressives Congress. Tinubu said he was always ready with facts and figures to support his propositions. He prayed that God will receive the departed soul and comfort his family. Another foreign scene, a bus carrying mourners from a funeral has crashed in western Kenya, killing 25 people. The driver lost control, veered off the road, and overturned into the ditch along the Kisumu-Kakamega highway. Police said 10 women, 10 men, and 1 girl died at the scene, while 20 passengers injured, 5 of them seriously. 4 people later died in hospital, officials said. The passengers were returning from a burial ground and are all believed to be from one family. Iran grapples with a myriad of economic challenges, with the situation presenting a complex web of escalated production costs and wavering business confidence. These factors create a tough environment for industries and businesses across the country.
In a country already struggling under decades of sanctions, the recent war with Israel has hurt Iranian businesses even more. While some are adapting, others remain on edge. Neyman Amari says the startup company lost 85% of its revenue during the conflict.
This 12 days period of time was kind of a tip of iceberg. After 2 decades, tough sanction and economic recession and, a high level of unemployment in Iran, the economy, even for big and huge business, not just a small and medium one, is very, very fragile.
And this economic concern has forced companies into cutting measures, including layoffs. Negan herself, a former HR manager, was among those laid off.
Witnessing the psychological effects of unemployment on individuals is extremely difficult. In the Middle East, we wake up to a new surprise every day, and we have to try to stay our lives through these events. I hope things return to normal soon and life becomes stable again.
The Iranian government says it is taking action to help those affected under exceptional wartime conditions. Beyond the job market, Iran faces reconstruction costs. Military and nuclear sites and civilian buildings were damaged across the country. Wartime losses include airspace closure, disrupt trade and travel, and defense spending. But recovery will be difficult because of a host of existing challenges: water and power shortages, soaring inflation, a weak currency, and a strained international trade. Oluwanifemi Abayomi, Osrc News.
And that report concludes the news tonight, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that the Ondo State government has reiterated its commitment to quality healthcare delivery to the people of the state. Speaking through the chairman of Ondo State Hospital Management Board, Dr. Oluwasegun Ategbule, the government of Lucky Aiyedatiwa is passionate about the proactive development in the health sector for the benefit of the people. The government of Ondo State has stepped up its efforts at mitigating flooding following a 15-day alert by the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency. The toll from cholera outbreak in Niger State has risen to 16, and from the foreign scene, we told you that 25 family members in Kenya have died from a bus accident. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for watching. Good evening.